about having fun, just playing around, I can actually start doing something valuable. Now, the question is, what do I do? Do I start talking about my my background? I have a medical background, pain management and psychiatric mental health specialist. And I started thinking about that. Okay, maybe I can do that. Then I realized that a lot of people are interested in mental health topics, which I'm also, which is my background. And I started talking about that a little bit. I started with insomnia, and which a lot of people were interested in, and that, really prompted me to think deeply about uh, making this something that I can do more frequently, so that I can bring in some value to the community. So I didn't plan it. Everything just started, organically.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, other things started getting added. I first started with just streaming on Sundays or Saturday. I did a Saturday, then later I did one Sunday. Then I started realizing that a lot of people in our community um, lack a lot of information just from having conversations with people. And I wanted to fill that gap. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Maybe I can start bringing in people who are experts in these areas, farming, for example, um, personal growth topics, business, finances, investment, things like that. Those are the things that interest me. And when I have conversation with people, I can tell that there is some knowledge deficit in what people know. And, like they say, my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
felt if I could bring in people, thank you. I figure if I could bring in individuals that are experts in these fields, perhaps one or two persons may benefit from the information, just like I would. So I know I'm benefiting. So if I am benefiting, I'm sure people will benefit from the information that's being provided. And then if you have the right information, you may be prompted to make the right decisions when it comes to your investment or whatever you're interested in. So that has been the driving force on doing that part of the show, which is my main show on Sundays. Then my show on the weekdays from Monday through Friday. I started with just talking about medical topics, and shortly afterwards, I realized that when I do a lot of medical topics, I'm mostly the one speaking. A lot of people in the audience defer to me, um, and because I am the expert in that field. So I don't like lecturing. I don't like teaching people. I like people talking to me. I like conversations like we're doing right now, because I
Mm-hmm.
believe that I'm kind of selfish in that way. If I have a conversation, I will learn too. But if I'm the only one talking, you're the only one learning. So that's how I started deviating from talking about mental health topics. Now I'm talking about real life situations. I'm talking more about personal growth topics. That
Mm-hmm.
has been the evolution of my shows. Then maybe later you ask me about the other show that I do on Friday. So
Yeah.
I'll stop for now.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. So it's as if your shows came up accidentally.
Hmm.
So thank you.
Everything
So
happened
much you didn't
organically. It wasn't
expect.
planned.
It came out like without any planning.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Make sure you are liking the live stream, commenting, and sharing. Remember, if you have questions for Samanzi over here, you can write it down. And when you get a chance to ask him, because you'll be able to ask. And now, Mr. Manzi, what made you start these shows? Because sometimes people think about money. How do I make money from this? How do I make now? And sometimes in situations whereby you find your purpose, you realize people were giving you money, people were gifting you because maybe because of what you are doing, right? But for you, it's not related to money. So how is it a passion? Is it experience? What exactly made you start these shows, especially the two shows we're talking about, the master classes and the moment of truth?
Experience? No, no experience, zero experience, zero, zero, zero experience. I've never been in front of the camera. If someone had told me in January that I will be in February, you will be in front of the camera almost on a daily basis talking to people, I'll be like, nah, not me. I had zero experience, to be honest with you. I never thought I would do this. But I'll give a lot of credit to the Chia Commerce community because um, based based on the teachings, the knowledge I acquired from her class, it gives me the confidence to want to do this, and also launching those who wants to start streaming into their rooms. That was a good basis for me, starting. So I didn't have the experience at all. You know, it wasn't about the money either. You asked if it was about the money. No, no, no. I didn't start for the money. I started because, I saw a gap, right? I saw a gap that needed to be filled. People needed re-conversations, re-insights, and re-value. I saw that gap, and I realized that just like other people in the community are presenting and providing values in other forms, in other ways, I could do my part in that regard. And I knew that if I'm focused and I can impact, and then the income will come later. I know it's going to be a long haul. I was not under any illusion or delusion that I'm going to be rich doing this. So I would say there was some passion too. There was some passion. And
Mm.
passion, if you have passion, if you have a passion to do something, but you don't train yourself to get the knowledge to be able to actualize it, the passion is wasted. So I was fortunate to have a soft landing, in the room I find myself, and I got the training. And then my passion was able to grow, right? Then before I knew it, I'm doing this. Yeah, so it was not about the money at all. I'm still not making the money now, but I know that I'm building foundations. And 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 when you're building foundations, you want to make sure that your foundation is very solid. So if your foundation is solid, obviously you have a solid structure. So what I'm doing now is a structure. So it's going to pay off. I'm very confident of that.
Thank you. So when you mean you saw the gap, you're meaning that you wanted to solve a real problem because people did not have some information, which I really
Yeah.
agree with you because there's a
Mhm.
time I got emotional and I got something that I could not get somewhere else. So I really appreciate you because it was a life changer for me. I'm still working on it and I'm so proud of it because that day I came to your live stream and I connected with something I really wanted clarity in the information because
I'm
wherever,
I'm glad I'm glad you were
yes,
helped by one of the
so yes,
the
yes, so,
presenters that we brought. Yeah.
yeah, so it was a blessing. You are a blessing to me. You are a blessing to me.
Thank you.
Now, how did you know that this is your purpose? How did you know this is your purpose and not just excitement? Because sometimes we confuse purpose with excitement. How do you know that doing
Purpose.
this is your purpose?
Purpose. Purpose. Well, how do I know this was my purpose? That's an interesting question. Excitement will fade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excitement
Mm-hmm.
will fade. If you're excited about anything, it's only temporary. It's gonna fade. But guess what? Purpose will stay.
Exactly.
Even on days that I don't feel like doing this, I still show up. There are days, trust me, especially the Monday through Friday shows I do at 7 a.m. There are days that I don't feel like doing it, but I know that I have a goal, number one. And number two, I know that there are people expecting me to show up. And that's the difference between excitement and purpose. So I have a purpose. So when you have a purpose, you have a sense of direction of where you're heading. And you do it no matter what, whether the excitement is there or not, you will do it. So
Mm.
I believe that, the money will be a multiplier if it comes, but it's not the reason why I'm doing this. It's not the reason. If it's the money, once the excitement fade, then so the dream, the whole thing will just fade away too. So, but I'll do it whether or not I'm making the money or not. So it's definitely what I want to do. I can see that already. I know you call it purpose. I don't know if I should call it purpose, but I know this is what I want to do.
It's purpose.
It's purpose.
We have purpose in reality shoes. All right. I'm going to do a follow-up question. If no one ever paid you for what you are building right now, maybe in 1 year to come or 2 years to come, would you still continue? Because you are investing too much in the project. So if in the next 1 year or two, nothing happens, no payment, will you be able to continue? That's when you know
Wow.
if it's your purpose.
Oh,
I
that's a
know
good
it's a
question.
difficult question. Take time to answer it.
I don't have to think twice about it. The answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes, because I'm already being paid. I'm already being paid in the growth I'm seeing, right? In the connections I'm making, in the impact that I'm making. So the money, like I said, is just a multiplier. It's not the reason. Um, whether or not whether or not I get paid for this, I'll still see myself doing it.
That's when you know it's a purpose. Purpose, you don't have to be paid to do it. You feel satisfied that you have helped other people achieve their
Yeah.
dreams. That is what we call purpose.
That is my biggest satisfaction. As a matter of fact, I spend money every week doing my shows, especially the Sunday shows. I'm not just talking about the blessings on the people that come. I spend money in bringing in the DJs, and now I even made my problem bigger. Now I'm addicted to bringing two DJs, not just one.
Yes, I was surprised.
I'm like, what
We
am I doing
enjoy,
to myself?
yes. We enjoy,
Uh,
yes, but at the end of the day, we know it costed a lot. It's not easy,
it was,
especially every Sunday, like
yeah,
4 days in a month. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
yeah. I did it a couple of weeks ago. Two DJs, and I'm like, oh, I really like this. So I did it again. Now both of them are like, okay, boss, so we are booked for next Sunday, right? I'm like, yeah, right. So
Somebody
that's
said,
how I
God
know.
will bless you. Of course, when you don't invite them, they have to remind you. We have to come. We need
They'll
to come.
remind you. They'll remind you like we are book connection, the right room now, yeah. So that's how I know, like, oh, okay, this is what coach called purpose, right?
Mhm.
I'm not making money and I'm still putting more money in it. I'm making it bigger and bigger. I'm like, well, we'll see. So I definitely enjoy doing it. I know, I'm seeing the real creations there. I know she had a good time yesterday. She was rocking it out.
True. It was wonderful.
We all
Absolutely.
did. We all did. We had a good time.
Amazing, amazing, Mazi,
Amazing. Yeah.
amazing,
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, what problem are you really trying to solve through your shows? Do you have that clarity? What problems you are solving with these shows?
I don't want to sound arrogant, and please, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. If you really want me to be honest with you, I think what is driving me is I am trying to solve ignorance. I am trying to solve limitation. I'm trying to solve lack of exposure. I'm creating a space where people can learn. I'm trying to create a space where people can learn, a place where people can think bigger, and a place where people can access opportunities that they didn't know even existed. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not just saying this and directing it to people. I'm also learning myself. I'm in that same pool of people that, at one point or the other was ignorant about certain things that looking back, I'm like, how come I didn't know that? And sometimes some of these things are very simple for those who know it. But if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't have the information, you don't have the information. And that's why I said I knew there was a gap. A lot of things that, like a few people that know me personally,
Mm-hmm.
when they see some of the things I've invested in, like, how did you know about that? They have more, they probably have more financial resources than I do, but they didn't know how to direct it. And everything is all about information. It's all about information. So I felt like, why not bring that information to other people? What am I going to lose if I start bringing these people to come educate us? And in the process, I'm also learning in the process. So it's a win-win situation for me. So we have a lot of knowledge deficit among our community. When I say our community, I mean Africans in the diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of knowledge deficit. We are very educated. We are the most educated, but we're the poorest. Believe it or not, Asian Americans are the wealthiest in this continent. Asian Americans, followed by Caucasian Americans. Before you talk about us, we are the lowest, but we have the highest education. So something has to change. There has to be a reason for that. They are not smarter. They just have the information of how to get to the promised land, how to get there. A lot of times we're never taught those information, and most of those information are in books. If you want to hide information from people like us, you hide it in books because a lot of us rather read textbooks than read books, financial books that
Mm-hmm.
will broaden our knowledge.
That's true.
So I saw that gap. I saw that gap, and that's what I'm trying to do, bridge that gap. Yes,
Wow.
books are the deal, are the real deal.
Those those are tons of solutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, in this show, Friday show, the moment of truth. How do you define truth? in a world where people perform for attention. You understand what I'm saying? People can perform for attention, or maybe they want those gifts, those blessings. I know you also give us opportunities whereby we can interview them, which is wonderful. We love it. We love it. But now, how are you able to know? Because some people can be actors, or some people can be actors because they know what they want. So how do you determine? How do you determine?
Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Well, truth is what remains when all the performance stop. That's the only thing that is left, right? When there's no more, the bright lights are all gone, all the performance stop, you can see through it. You can just see through it. It's the truth is consistency. When somebody is lying, they can never be consistent, no matter how good they are in lying.
Mm-hmm.
There won't be alignment. You will see that you can just see through them. And when nobody is watching, you can, if you're truthful, that's when you know who they really are, when no one is watching. So when people come on that show, the moment of truth, no pressure, even though they feel the pressure. They also they feel the pressure, but we try to make them comfortable. No pressure. Just be honest with the audience.
Yes.
And usually, when they are honest, the audience unanimously say, "Yes, this person is honest." We never get it wrong, and which is so amazing. That tells you that truth always stand out, no matter how you try to hide it. Then those who are not being truthful, we just know right away, and everybody just unanimously conclude, "Oh no, 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 they're not being truthful." So it's been amazing so far. It's been a learning experience for me too. It's been quite an experience for me because I'm looking at this show. I'm like, wow, this is something I didn't know before, and it also got me to know a whole lot of our community members. Some people can ask very difficult questions I never thought about. Like some of you
Mm-hmm.
guys can really work for the FBI. I mean, to be honest.
Mama.
Yeah, questions I never imagined.
Coach.
I'm like, I'm like, how did you imagine that kind of question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those questions will bring the truth out. So if somebody you find that if one who was lying before you know it, they start contradicting themselves. You see the clear contradiction. Be like, oh, okay, I got. So you guys are good. The panelists.
Mm.
You guys really make that show great. To be honest with you, you guys really make it great because if it was just me asking questions, my questions are always boring. You guys can always, ask questions like, do you believe in God? How do you communicate with God? That's my go-to question because I'm always very careful not to offend anybody, right? So, but we had this guest one the very first show, the one pastor who was
He's already here.
he's
Pastor
here,
Chris, you're welcome.
he's in the room. Oh my God! Okay, I didn't know.
He's in
Hey,
the room. But it's
oh
okay.
my God!
It was a true experience. So we
He
were all
was
there.
really he was
It
a
was
good sport.
wonderful.
He was very gracious with how he willingly participated. But after that first interview with Pastor Chris, you guys can attest to this. You notice that I have really restrained myself in asking tough questions. And thank goodness I have, my regular panelists who always ask the audience questions. So if it was left for me, the questions would be so boring. They'd be so boring. But the truth always come out. The truth always come out. So it's been
I was
amazing.
just
It's been an amazing
I was
journey.
just thinking about that moment, and oh my goodness, it's like you were under pressure to ask this pastor question after question, but he was faithful. He was faithful. He
He
was
was really
faithful.
good. He was a very faithful man. He was.
Yeah.
He
Some
ca- he actually
will
set the
con
bar. He actually said he didn't realize he was the very first person on that show. I don't think he knows, but he set the bar so high now that when we bring in anybody on the box to ask questions, you can't go. You try not to go below that. Then I don't know if you were there when Tish. There's a girl called Tish.
yes.
She was another good one. Oh my God, Tish was like the
She
questions. You guys are not asking
she
enough
was
questions.
open, like an open
Oh my
page, like,
goodness. Yeah,
oh.
she was a good one too.
So those are the shows we really enjoy, and we really appreciate you for doing that, because people come on stage. Some of them you protect them because they are giving information whereby they also need some help. So I really
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate you also on the limits, and also telling somebody if they're not comfortable, they can say pass. That's also
Yes. Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
And for passing, it's a few areas that people pass the question. Most of them answer. The ones who are not genuine, like the second day, you're like, this is a question mark, a question mark. So we really
Mm.
enjoy. We really enjoy. We are hoping you'll monetize it in the coming months or years, depending on how you're gonna go about it. You know about reality shows, what happens in reality shows, right?
I don't know. I really don't know. I have to research that. Maybe you can coach me on that.
Wow. You
I,
need to
I really
find
don't
out
know.
what happens in reality shows, because to you, they are real, they are reality shows. So as you move on, you are building something bigger than you. When it comes to purpose, you are doing something bigger. And I'm sure you have also dreams to bless people to go to school, to learn.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
when you do reality shows, finally, there are reality shows coming up. So when you get there, you'll find that you are able to do what you wanted to do. So with time, because it's growth, it's a very short period that you're able to achieve a lot. It's a very
It's
short period. Even if we talk about it right now, some people will be shocked. Like, you started going live like 3 months ago.
February. February.
February is the time you started going
Hmm.
live. March, April, now you're in May. There's some people who have been here in this app for a very long period. And they have
It's a
not
lot of
even
work though.
achieved everything. So,
It's a lot of work.
um,
It's a lot of work.
yeah.
But talking about that show, it's actually my favorite show among all the shows that I do on this app. The Moment of Truth is my favorite show. I have a few challenges, because I really want people in Europe and Africa to enjoy that show as well, but the time we have it does not favor them. But I'm leaving it on at that time for the meantime. I'm hoping in the future we'll figure out how to. I don't want to do it on a Saturday because I don't want to do two shows back to back, Saturday, Sunday. I don't think that will be too much for me to handle because I also have a life. I have to make sure I have one free weekend day, for
Mm-hmm.
myself and my kids. So
Self
all of
care.
that, self-care. All of that has been a challenge. But the dream I have about that show is I just have this dream that this show can get big to the point where I will move it from this app to a TV show. I don't know how it's going to happen, but that's
That
the
is
dream I
what
have.
we call reality shows. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
So I'm hoping that at some point, we'll be able to do that, make that transition. And don't worry, those who have always been my panelists will be co-producers with me when we get there.
I had that.
I
You
know
have
you're not sleeping.
that.
I thought you fell asleep. I had to say
I'm
that to wake you up.
awake.
I had to say that to wake you up.
I'm awake.
wanted to make sure if you're awake. Well, welcoming
But it's true.
everybody.
You have to always remember people that while you were growing, people that you grow up, that grow with you. So it's important, to do that.
Very true. Very true. Welcoming everybody. Thank you for joining this live stream. We are here with Mr. Manzi. We are finding purpose in reality shows. He has two main shows. And you do 5 hours live stream. Do you think it's easy to do that? It's not easy. Wow. Congratulations. Let me say congratulations. Going live, personally, I've not gone live for 5 hours, even 4. I've never. So that's a big, big, big deal. It's a big deal.
A big part of those shows, we just enjoy music. On Sunday show, this last Sunday, we streamed for 7 hours straight.
Wow.
7 hours straight, yeah. And that's because there's a whole lot of music involved. I love music, so once there's music, I can be on for 12 hours if the people are willing to stay. So that part is easy.
When there's music. When there's music,
yeah. Yeah.
So, I just want you to be honest, because you are helping also other people as they grow in their purpose to figure out how things work. How hard is it to stay committed when it comes to financial return yet? Because you are investing so much. Like emotional honesty, do you sometimes doubt yourself? Do you feel under pressure? Do you feel like you are fatigued for the purpose of helping other people as they do their purpose?
If I say that it's not hard, I will be deceiving myself. If I say that sometimes I don't feel burnout, I will be deceiving myself. It's hard, but it's necessary. Discipline has to be stronger than the results. This is a stage, where most people will quit. Because remember, we talked about the initial excitement, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've passed that stage now. We've passed that stage of initial excitement, because at that stage of initial excitement, you're very hyped. You're hyped up. You want to do everything. But if you pass that stage and you still have the same intensity, that's how you know that, okay, yes, discipline has kicked in. Because discipline has to be stronger than the results you're getting. I'm not getting results financially right now, but that discipline, if it's not strong enough, if I don't have a high level of discipline, then then I won't stay keep doing this. Because most people will quit at this stage. Okay, now the excitement is all down. I'm not making money, and they're gone. They quit. Before you know it, they quit. So what I do is I lean in even harder at this stage. And that's why you see it feels like I'm doing everything double what I was doing previously. Every show, I feel like there's need for me to step it up a notch. If you're following my show, you will notice that every show, especially the Sunday show, I'm trying to step it up a notch. I'm brainstorming 24/7, thinking, what can I do next to step this up a notch? And I think that's what it takes to be successful in what I'm doing right now. And I'm sure in everything in life, that's what it takes to be successful. You have to have the discipline to pass that first excitement. Because if you don't pass that first state of excitement, you will quit. You find yourself quitting. And I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to keep doing this because I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The next question I'm going to ask you is gonna show us the cost of purpose. Because when I talk to people, I talk about Nelson Mandela being in jail for 27 years. I speak about Oprah. I speak about so many other people, even Steve Jobs, what they had to go through in order to get success. Because purpose, I always tell people, purpose is not the career. Purpose is who you are. It's inside you. So this question I'm going to ask you, it shows the cost of purpose. So what sacrifices are you currently making to keep on going? Because we can see you're sacrificing time, you're sacrificing comfort, social life. I'm just mentioning a few. What do you experience? What sacrifices are you currently going through, that so that you help other people also when they speak about purpose, they're able to know there is sacrifices. People ask me, why do you wake up at 4 p.m.? There's someone who like came to my live stream, a friend from Kenya, and was like, can you check your time? Do you know it's 4 a.m. in the morning, you know? So
Yeah.
so
Okay.
you are doing this to help people as they grow in their purpose. They have to sacrifice. So, what are the sacrifices you are doing
Yeah, you
currently?
you said you've mentioned some of the sacrifices. Number one thing is time. I always tell people, time is the most expensive commodity because once you spend it, you don't get it back. You do not. Then, of course, my comfort, putting yourself out there, you're exposing yourself to a lot of criticisms. People are going to criticize you. People are going to make accusations. People are going to paint you to be what you're not. You're losing your privacy. You're losing your comfort. Are you
Mm,
willing to pay that price? Is a question. Are you willing to pay that price? If you turn your light on, that's not to turn your light on, just as you're gaining a lot of fans, you're also going to gain a lot of enemies for whatever reason. That's how the world works.
mhm,
And if you don't have the thick skin, people who are closest to you are going to come after you for one reason or the other, or for whatever agenda they have or the other. If you're not tough, you're gonna fail. And you always have to remember that you know you're choosing the long-term impact over the short-term ease. The short-term ease may be okay, I'm just because of what this person is saying in my ears, or what this other person thinks. I'm just going to step back. I'm not going to do it. If you consider all those, you will never do what you want to do. That's how the world works. Those
mm,
who have been successful will tell you in whatever endeavor. I mean, you've been successful in your show. You can attest to that. You're going to see people, body language will change. Um, People will change once they see you start climbing. People around you, some of them, not all of them. Thankfully, it's not all. It's usually a minority.
mm,
So you have to be tough enough to be able to navigate all of that and act like you don't even see it. And 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 that's going to be a sacrifice because when you are close to people and you see that you're losing them because you have a goal, you have a focus, and you're losing those people behind. It hurts because you're losing them. You know you're losing people you really care about. It hurts. But are you willing to sacrifice that? If you're willing to sacrifice that, then you will be successful. If you are not, then you'll be where you are. You will look back a year from today, 2 years from today, 10 years from today, and say, "Oh, I wish I did what I had to do." So if anybody listening out there, if you're in the FYP, or I know this is going to be recorded, this is going to be played over and over again. on other platforms. My advice to everyone who has a goal in life, whatever the goal, whatever it is, be focused, be willing to make sacrifices, be willing to get uncomfortable, be willing to spend time, be willing to spend your resources, and align with those who align with your goal. And be willing to lose people you're close to if they choose to be a stumbling block in achieving your goal. After you achieve it, trust me, they will come back and embrace you. That's how the world works. When you become successful, they all come back and embrace you. That's how life works. I've experienced this in every other endeavor that I've ever engaged in, and I know how the game is played. I understand it correctly. That's the way you win. If you want to win in whatever you do, you have to be willing to make those sacrifices. So if I sit back here and tell you that they are not sacrifices, painful one for that matter, painful sacrifices you have to make, I'll be lying. I'll be deceiving you. So you hear some people will say, well, I'm tired of this. There's so much pressure. I'm just going to quit. Yes, that's how you lose out in whatever you want to do. Don't quit.
Thank you so much. You really put it in detail, and we appreciate because you have been very, very honest. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everyone in this room. Zita Mama, thank you. Dream Creator, Behavior Talks, Orphan Voices, Miriam, Lava Girl, Pastor Chris, thank you for being here. Gracie, Faith Love, I appreciate all of you. As we continue, make sure you're liking the live stream, you're commenting, you're sharing. If you have some question, we're gonna give you a chance to ask your question. All right. So make sure if a question comes, you write it down so that when the time for asking question comes, you're ready to ask. Now, Manzi, I'm going to ask you a question that I've already asked you because for the sake of emphasis, because sometimes when I adjust to situations, sometimes you feel you can't do it, but you don't abandon the mission. You adjust to the model. I don't know if that has happened to you. I don't know if it's very early to ask, but what's your plan if money does not come soon?
Okay.
Like,
If money don't come soon, first of all, I will refine, but I will not retreat. I will go back to the drawing table. I will go back to the drawing table and improve my strategy. I will definitely want to increase. I would definitely want to increase value. I will want to expand my reach. But one thing you'll be sure of is I would never stop. Quitting is not just part of this plan. So for anyone who thinks that I'm going to quit, quitting is not going to be part of this plan. Yeah, I'm serious.
I like that. I like
It's
that
not part of this
statement.
plan. So this is how prepared I am. Let me tell you this. Every Sunday show that I have a guest speaker, I know that, life happens, right? There
Mm-hmm.
could be times when the guest speaker will fail to show up. It's going to happen. It never happened yet. We've done 8 Sundays in a row. It
It
hasn't happened.
happened.
But
Yeah.
one day it's going to happen. I have a plan for that. I am going to step up. I am going to be the guest speaker for that day. And I will talk about whatever topic I want to talk about. And after that, we have conversations and I play music. And I'm learning from every one of you. I'm learning from people like you and other people. Even if it's just one person in the audience, my show will go on. That's how prepared I am. because I've read stories of people who've been successful. I've seen documentaries. There's nobody's story I've seen or read that I've found to be easy. Every single successful story, they went through very, very rough times. I haven't faced that yet, but I know it's going to come. I will be kidding myself if I think that it's just going to be this smooth all through. It's gonna get rough, very rough before it becomes better. So that's how you win in anything you do in life. That's how you win. You have to have that mindset, and that's how prepared I am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inspiring each one of us. My next question: have you ever compared yourself to others who are already successful?
Of course, I compare myself all the time. I'll be lying if I say I don't. The truth is, if you want to be successful, you have to have a healthy element of comparison. I say healthy. You have to compare yourself and say,
Healthy.
yeah, healthy element, not jealousy,
Yes,
not
exactly.
unhealthy jealousy, but a healthy element of comparison. So what do I mean by that? You learn by comparing yourself to these people and using that as a case study, not as a point of contact for jealousy, as a case study. Like I watch what you do. I watch what other people do in this community and I say, okay, they are doing this, they are doing that. What can I learn from it? Use it as a case study, not as a if you treat it like that, you won't have insecurities that will start turning into jealousy. They this is so broad that everybody can all fit in and there'll still be room for everyone else. So if you want to be successful, yes, you want to compare yourself and you compare in a healthy way. And then you analyze what works and then apply it in your own way. You're looking at their work, you're analyzing, you're seeing what works, and you apply it in your own way. You don't have to copy it verbatim. You just
Mm-mm.
study what they do and apply it in your own way. If you study two, three, four, five people like that, you'll find yourself to be doing really good. So I do compare myself. Yeah.
Healthy comparison. Healthy comparison. Thank you so much for being genuine. Thank you for being genuine. Now, what keeps you consistent when motivation is low? All right, I've not seen yet where motivation is low. Maybe the morning shows. Um, but sometimes you may go live and people don't show up, or a few show up, or even if they show up, they don't support. So, um, what keeps you consistent when motivation is low?
Yeah, you may not have seen it, but there are times when motivation is low. Yeah, there's definitely times. Like you just give an example. Sometimes that morning show, um, you come to the show and you put up a topic and you all know I like people contributing to the
Mm,
conversation. I
thank you.
don't I don't like lecturing people. I do not because I do not learn when I lecture people. I learn when I have conversations. So such times when I ask people to unmute themselves and contribute and it's all crickets in the room. Oh, it's all crickets. And those are the times when you are not there, coach. Those are the times I'm like, oh Lord, where is coach? Because I know you will mute yourself and you start speaking. And I'm not saying that because you're here, but you're a good public speaker. A lot of times people have things to say. People always have something to say. But I don't know. I think sometimes people just feel like what they have to say does not matter
Mm,
anyways. And that's one group of people. The another group of people is probably those I just feel like it's a debate. And I keep reminding people it's not a debate. Every idea is valid. Every opinion is valid. We learn from everyone.